interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Again.
It took a little bit. I got a little bit of a lag here tonight. I did some internet adjustment because the price change stuff, and I don't know. If I end up being too slow, I'll have to bump up to the next higher package. But
You're slow enough already. We don't need you any more slow than what you are.
I do my best. God damn it! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Vikings Uncensored, back from our summer
right
vacation. The bums are back. Yep. Doc is in the house. Josh is in the house. Drewster, Norris, of course, is here. And
feels great to be back. It feels great to be back. I've been looking forward to tonight for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't notice that before.
I did. I noticed that when I brought Norris's comment up. That's
we
pretty
got
sweet.
We did a little bit of remodeling of the house during our off time here, so a little bit of a new background, updated the intro, all that fun stuff.
Not a whole lot to talk about tonight.
No, we figured it'd be a 10-minute show and then we're done. Not much going on, but.
How was your vacation, Rhino?
Busier
How was
than
your
hell.
time off?
Busier than hell.
Busier than hell, huh?
Yep.
I think we both needed it. I needed it, but I'm glad. I'm fucking glad it's back.
Got to have time to recharge a little bit. Cool Papa Bell is in the house. Good evening.
I can feel it in the air, though. I'm excited for football.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Doc, and we appreciate all you guys coming on and being part of the Vikings Uncensored family every week too. As we couldn't do this without you guys. So
missing Ant yet? Ant's not in here, surprisingly.
Yeah,
no Ant SPN tonight.
No ESPN. But anyway, so since Ant isn't here to give us the scoops, we'll have to do it ourselves, I guess. Bunch of news stuff to hit, and of course, training camp started out here. First practice was yesterday, so we got some position battle stuff to talk about, and a lot of stuff coming up here. So we might as well roll into it, or we're going to be here all night, which I guess I'm okay with. But I got to get up at 5:30. But anyway, before camp officially opened on Tuesday, I believe it was, Vikings cut a couple of players. Linebacker Keely Lawson was outright released, and they waived with non-football injury list wide receiver Luke Wysong. And then they put running back Kajon Owens on the active non-football injury list. So moved around a little bit there. And then the kind of surprising signing, I guess, here came on Wednesday, or was it Tuesday, or was it Wednesday, when the Vikings signed?
It was, huh? I think it was Monday, wasn't it? I think it was Monday. Either way, it was earlier this week.
Yeah, earlier this week, the Vikings signed former Pro Bowl safety turned linebacker Jamal Adams. Played with the Seahawks, of course, under Teasley and company up there. played safety for quite a while. So they switched him to linebacker last year with the Raiders. Played fairly well there, and the Vikings, as of right now, at least have him designated as a linebacker.
Well,
But
honestly, I like Jamal Adams in the linebacker role.
I do too.
It's almost like having two Metellises out there, honestly.
Right, and that's if you listen to Adams when they talked to him yesterday, he said, "You want me to play linebacker? I'll play linebacker. You want me to play safety? I'll play safety. You want me to go play nose tackle? I'll play nose tackle. You want me to go out and walk your dog? I'll walk your dog." Kind of.
Right. I love that versatility in a player for sure.
Well, and so does Flores too. And that's I think that's why they brought him in, and plus the.
I think Adams said two of the biggest reasons he wanted to be here was because of Flores and Teasley.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing. Teasley had the familiarity with him, so you're starting to see the new GM stretch his arms a little bit and bring in some of the guys that he has history
Nice
with.
tidbit,
So
Drew. Nice tidbit there.
I forgot all about that, but yeah, Cashman was in New York at that point in time too, wasn't he?
I like the Adams signing. I really do.
Well, and it's an absolute zero risk move here.
We hear about we hear about all these offensive reclamations, but in Minnesota here. Granted, Adams had a pretty stellar, a good to average to above average season last year in Oakland, but I believe he could really have an impact on the defense this year for us here in Minnesota.
Yeah, but I mean, the contract ended up being $1.3 million base salary, which is the veteran minimum. But the cap hit is only 1.075, and there's zero guaranteed money on it. So if he doesn't, if he comes out and stinks up the place in training camp, they can just cut him and be done with it.
I don't see that happening.
I don't either. I think he's going to be on the team, and I think he's going to be a solid contributor this year.
Ivan Pace's days here are numbered.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Pretty much the only thing that might keep Pace around, and that all depends on how some of these other young guys come in, is if they can find somebody that can do the special team stuff that Pace is doing.
And that's saying a lot to the team with how it is from Quessy to Teasley as well. I mean, I think it's more of I think the coaches have a lot more say in the personnel that come in with this turnaround in the front office.
Right.
I love that Adams can play coverage from the linebacker position too. That's one thing I'm really excited about.
Well, right, and that's one thing that Ivan Pace can't do, which is why he didn't play defense, and Eric Wilson took his job last year.
I mean, there's two ingredients there in Adams I absolutely love: the ability to cover as a linebacker and the ability to rush the passer. Throughout his career has always been top notch.
Yeah, because he's got
22 and a half sacks.
Yeah, as I was going to say, he's over 20 sacks.
And most of them are out of the safety position.
Right. And that's where Flores is sitting there doing the excellent.
Exactly.
So, and I know I saw right away people were saying, signing Jamal Adams says that Harry's not coming back. No, to your point, I think it points a lot more to Ivan Pace's days being numbered in Minnesota rather than whether or not Harrison Smith is coming back.
The thing with the Harrison Smith thing is I believe in my heart of hearts that both parties know exactly what the plan is.
Oh, yeah. I know they do. I don't know but I feel really confident.
Very tongue-in-cheek responses to these questions from the media when it comes to Flores and KOC.
Well, and it might very well be, that they talk. Let's see what the young kids have got here the first couple of weeks of camp, and if they're not where we need them to be, then Harry comes riding in on his white horse.
1,000% I'm on the same page as well there with that. And if one of the, if the cream rises to the top, Rhino.
Oh, yeah.
Then maybe Smith doesn't come back.
Rises to the top, yeah.
Exactly. So if these guys are above where they're, the consensus thought is at safety, then maybe we don't need to pull Harrison Smith back into the fold so quick. Maybe we get halfway through the season and we're sitting at like 7-1, 6-2, and Smith wants to come back for the championship run. Then absolutely, and he might not, even if we're playing well, just to come back. He deserves it to be on the roster for a championship run.
Right, and just having him on there as a mentor for Jacoby Thomas and all these young guys, I mean, is going to be huge. So I mean,
I think having him in the locker room is a great thing, especially
yeah,
for these young guys.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
anyways,
he's not one of those fiery rah guys in the locker room. He's pretty quiet, but
he's a good spot. He's a good guy to go to if you want if I'm imagining for these young guys if they need the information from somebody that's been there and done it for so many years.
Yep, that's a good point by Norris here too. Jamal Adams can play some of that mentor role too for some of this stuff. So
yeah, to Jacoby Thomas for sure.
Mm-hmm. Then the other big news coming out of camp was that the Vikings yesterday signed.
I want to hit on this last one.
Oh, sure.
The only way, let's say it gets to be the thing where Smith comes back mid-season, the only way he doesn't play another snap for the Vikings this year is if we just completely tank it out.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, if we're like 3-7,
if there's no reason for him to come back,
there's no reason for him to come back. No,
exactly. But other than that, Doc, I absolutely agree. I think Smith plays for the Vikings at some point this year. Okay, Rhino, the floor is yours again.
All right, Disgusting Act. Good evening. Welcome back. We missed you too. Not by much, but we missed you. The other big news, of course, right tackle Brian O'Neill signing a 4-year contract extension worth $96 million, or up to $96 million. Has him now signed out technically through 2030. I think there are some void years on there. I haven't seen the contract details yet, but
people are all bent. I mean, not people. This is minority. The minority.
No, there are people that are all fucking bent out of shape about it. I've seen.
What the fuck are they doing?
Fucking typical stupid. Yeah, one guy on the post we had on the Facebook page. Typical stupid ass fucking Vikings move.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Who you don't resign him? Who are you going to put in there?
How many games has he missed since he's been here? Rhino.
9 games in 8 years. Oh, he's hurt all the time. No, he's not.
Exactly. And you know what? For the most part, typically, offensive linemen probably age outside of the kicker and punter.
Oh yeah.
Offensive linemen probably age the best when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of these guys. Dave is in the house. Good evening. But yeah, you see a lot of offensive linemen that are playing well, up to their, 35, 36.
Drew, always spitting fire and truth.
Yep, that's absolutely a thing too, Drew. It is.
Drew, Brian O'Neill is the longest tenured Viking on the fucking roster right now.
Yeah, because Harry's not here anymore, so yeah.
He is probably one of the most underrated right tackles in the league.
Yeah, and as it sits, he's probably a top 5. I would say he's top 5, top 7 at the worst right tackles in the league.
I'm glad to have him.
I am too.
I'm glad to have him. I'm glad that the extension got done. It also freed up cap space for us. It'd be different if he was on the decline, but when he's out there, he's plays at a high level.
Yeah, he does. And like I said, the whole he's always hurt thing is
there's no substance to that.
It's fake news because he's missed 9 games in 8 years. So
right.
Couple other things. They signed running back Jordan Mims.
Camp body.
Yeah, basically they had to put Keyshawn Owens on the non-football injury list. They brought him in. Mims, I think, has like 20 career carries for 70 yards or something like that with the Saints and stuff. So yeah, he's not like he's going to come in here and be the second coming of Adrian Peterson.
No, he's not taking anybody's spot unless he surprises somebody. But I just don't see that happening. Camp body.
Yep. Speaking of Adrian Peterson, was announced earlier this week also that he will be inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor on November 9th. That's a Monday night football game when we host the Buffalo Bills. So
love it, earned it, deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All time, one of the best of all time. Yep. Everybody has had skeletons in their closet at one point or another, made mistakes. Yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Deserved it. Hell of a running back, hell of a teammate. So if you're around Billy, I agree.
Yep. Lance and I are both living proof of that one. So.
Fourscore and 7 years ago. Nah, Jebediah. I got the Amish look
Bubbles
on.
bounce.
Honestly, I've done a lot. And then speaking of Adrian Peterson, the thing about like these generational type players is when they come out. I mean, a good player, they pop off right away.
Yeah.
Like look at what Randy Moss did his first game. Peterson, I remember preseason game his rookie year against the Jets. Had a hell of a game, and you know when you see greatness.
Well, yeah. I mean, I forget who it was the other day. I saw something. Oh, I think it was Robert Smith. Somebody had asked him about when Randy Moss came in as a rookie, and they're talking about. So when do you know when some of these, or how early do you know that some of these people
great context
are
to
going
what
to
I'm
be,
trying to say. Absolutely.
Are going to be great? And Robert Smith said the first practice he saw Randy Moss, and he said he talked to his agent, and his agent told him straight out. He said, "Yep, that guy's going to be in the Hall."
Yeah, exactly. When you see it, you know. And that's a handful of guys that have ever played in this league. I would say, obviously, this league's been around for a while now, so a handful is a pretty big sized handful. But the ones that you just know are just going to be great. And Adrian Peterson was one of those guys, and Randy Moss was one of those guys for sure. Absolutely. And they both made me feel the same way watching them play. That excitement that you see when anything can happen on any given play, but from one player.
Right.
Yeah,
it would have been nice. Would have been nice to see prime Adrian Peterson and prime Randy Moss play together. I mean,
right.
They did for the little bit during the.
It would have been nice to see Adrian Peterson with outside of the Brett Favre years with a competent passing game or a competent quarterback play.
Right. We'll get to the quarterbacks in a little bit, Norris. We're gonna try to hit all the other stuff first, then we'll talk about the quarterback situation a little bit later.
Percy was another one that really I had that feeling about too. If it wasn't for the migraines with Percy and the kind of the mental issues, he's one of those guys that could have been a Hall of Famer, I believe.
Yeah, and I firmly believe 90% of Percy's problem was attitude.
Percy has got like the Gale Sayers thing, where you got those good 6 years put together, but you would have liked to have seen what a longer career could have been.
Yeah, I mean if we could have, kept him around here a little bit longer, it didn't help that he allegedly threw a dumbbell at Brad Childress and a couple other things, during practice.
Like I said, the mental issues and the migraine issues.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as talent, there's another. Yeah, like you said, as talented as he was, he could have been that much greater had things worked out the right way. But anyway, that's most of the news items I've got, I guess. One more. The Vikings did suspend defensive backs coach Gerald Alexander for 3 weeks, stemming back to apparently he had a DUI arrest earlier this spring. So,
I mean, good on the organization for being, they did the same thing with Wes Phillips a couple years back here.
Right, and it's consistency. Plus, they suspend him now. He's back by the first preseason game. So,
right.
Appreciate it, Drew. Yeah, we did a little slapped a fresh coat of paint and a couple things on the stuff to try to. We've been around for 6 years now. We probably should start looking a little more professional.
Yeah, this is the beginning of our 6th year. This is wow. Quite the catalog of episodes now.
Dylan Dotson, good evening.
Yeah, to think our first episode was back when it was the last year of Zimmer.
We had 2 years of Zimmer, didn't we?
It may have been 2 years of Zim, yeah. We did a lot of bitching about this coaching staff and Rick. A lot back then, I remember.
Okay, yeah, back by the Ravens game, Dave. Yep, that's right. He will miss the first preseason game, but he will be back for the Ravens game. joint practices in the Ravens game, which is when you want him here anyway. So makes sense to do it now.
Yeah, his migraines in love with the cheap was derailed. I mean, what could have Ricky Williams been too? Another guy, Ricky Williams, Josh Gordon, another guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot of guys that the ganja has derailed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's still not like
policy on marijuana in the NFL now. That it's I think there still is a policy on it. I
think there is, but it's not.
It's not as harsh as it was at one point.
Yeah, but yeah, you're like Ricky Williams, who literally retired from the league for 2 years
just so he could
sit around and smoke weed. Yeah.
But man, what a talent he was, though, too, Ricky Williams. What could have been there?
Then you look. Remember
Josh Gordon basically did the same thing too.
Yeah,
quit the NFL just so he could sit around and smoke weed.
When Ditka was coaching the Saints and he gave up the entire draft to go get Ricky Williams.
Right, every single pick in that draft he gave up just to go get Ricky Williams.
Yeah. All right, but anyway, let's move into training camp. And Drew posted a question to us here prior to the show about some of the positions that we're most confident, least confident in, which ties right into the little notes that I did, because I do create notes for the show, even though we kind of.
Oh yeah, you got your rough outline there.
We kind of shoot it from the hip most of the time here, but I do have a few talking points that I want to hit, and the position battles was one of the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about. So we'll start off with Drew's question. Which position group are you the most confident in going into this season?
I'd have to say the wide receiver group, to be honest with you. The wideouts.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue against that one. I mean, we've got the best 1, 2, and 3 group in the league, and I'll die on that hill. I don't.
And there's the depth there I like too. Guys like I would like to see. I've been saying it since the middle of last season. I would like to see Miles Price used in this offense a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
And then you got guys fighting for the last spots, and Jesjuan Jones and Dylan Bell, who is probably gonna. We were gonna get to this later, but I'll wait for that comment on him. But Dylan Bell, and a couple other guys here.
Ty Felton,
right? Yeah, I can't even remember to put him in the grouping, but he to me is going to have to really rise this camp to I think he's battling for a roster spot. Ty Felton.
From what some of the stuff they were talking about coming out of mini camps and OTAs and stuff, I think he's
got to rise to the occasion.
He's made some strides, but he's got to go out and show it. So, I mean, I know that the coaching staff kind of pounded the table for him a little bit when we drafted him, but Teasley's not tied to him in any way, shape, or form, and he gets to be
I don't know if the coaches have so much pounded the table for him as much as he was a Questy guy, to be honest with you.
What's his name? Wide receiver coach Pump was jumping up and down on the table for him.
Keenan McCardle.
From what I heard, McCardle was a guy he wanted. But
and maybe I don't know. When Felton was out there, he looked okay to me. He made some plays last year for us when he was given the opportunity. And maybe it had a lot to do with the personnel that was being called because of the issues at the quarterback position last year.
Well,
maybe that had a lot to do with Ty Felton not seeing the field very often.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. None of the wide receivers had a great year last year just because we had abysmal quarterback play. But
I mean, yeah, that was the biggest issue last year is we didn't get what we needed from the quarterback position.
Yeah, Jesjuan Jones. He's a guy that's been hanging around.
He's your Tristan Jacksons, and I mean, there's been a few examples of guys that have just been stashed away.
He's kind of like Milton on Office Space. They actually cut him 3 years ago, but due to a paperwork error, he still keeps showing up.
Right. We tend to do that with the receivers every once in a while.
Yeah, you get some of these guys that keep coming back and coming back and coming back.
Lucky Jackson was another guy that had a shot there for a few years and kind of didn't rise to the top there.
Yeah, you've got the Lucky Jacksons, the Tristan Jacksons. Tristan Jackson's actually a coach now, I think.
Wow. He's got to be only, 28, 29.
Yeah, he's not 30 yet, I don't think.
No. But yeah, like I was saying, how much of Ty Felton not seeing the field had to do with the quarterback play last year?
Yeah, and some of it is maybe he didn't quite grasp all the concepts and stuff. Like they talk about how difficult Kevin O'Connell's offense is to figure out for the quarterbacks. I mean, the wide receivers got to figure out how to run what they want.
Another big thing is this team has got to stay healthy.
Yeah,
this team has got to stay healthy.
Oh, we got a Packer fan in the group.
Nice.
The NFL is not ready for the Packers.
Respectfully, I love having get our guys in the comment section from other teams as long as they're respectful when they're here.
Right. Personally, I think the Packers are going to take a massive step back this year, but that's just me. But we'll see what happens.
If I was a Packer fan, I'd be demanding more from my quarterback as well.
Yeah.
But
that's okay. What's his name? I saw somebody a couple weeks ago say that Golden was the next coming of Jerry Rice. So
I've heard rumors and whispers about them looking into going after Harrison Jr.
Well, I mean they've had over the last 5-6 years they've had like 7 number 2 wide receivers, but they don't have a true number 1. So.
Which is a good thing.
Well, for the rest of us, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, if they're a number 1 receiver starved team for sure. If they had a number 1 receiver, that would definitely be huge for their franchise.
Yeah, Felton's actually amazing. Yeah, I like some of the college tape I saw on Ty Felton. I went back and watched him. Afterwards, it just he's got to make that move and
exactly, Josh. I'd like to see some design plays to Miles Price. I would love to see Miles Price have a little bit more play on offense. Is he just that bad of a route runner? Is that what it is? I don't know.
I mean,
he popped last preseason a couple of times.
You run some of those gadget plays. I mean, the guy is so fast. That's and he's slippery, and he's got that little skip to him that you get him in space, he can take that thing to the house.
Right. Like I said, last year he had a couple of splash plays in the preseason where he looked really good. I mean, but again, how much of not seeing those guys came back to the quarterback play not being where it needed to be?
Yeah, and I mean, you do also have, for guys like him, you want to try to do like some wheel routes and some quick screens and stuff like that to try to get the ball in his hands. But Kevin O'Connell has a phobia of running those kind of plays.
Honestly, I got something that I've been taking notes throughout the weeks that we haven't had a show that tie into this very well. And something I haven't really seen in the Kevin O'Connell. I didn't see it in the Zimmer system either. But having faith in your rookies.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate that.
Nice. No, I mean, you got to start having, as an organization, and some of the best organizations, put faith in their rookie classes.
Rookies are especially.
Let them go make plays.
Your top 3 round guys are, expected to make contributions year 1.
Right, and like I said, Zimmer didn't like to play rookies, really.
No.
And KOC
Flores doesn't either.
Yeah, and Flores doesn't either. But at some point, if you want some sort of sustained you're looking towards the future, you got to let these rookies go and make plays.
And that's where this year, I mean, we've got Caleb Banks, who, is practicing, so, without too many restrictions. They're being careful with him, but
so I'm hoping they're flipping the page here on that, just by seeing this Caleb Banks thing.
You got, Big Citrus. You got, some of these guys. You got Jake Golday. I mean, all those 3 guys need to be solid, and constant contributors.
Somebody in the later rounds, I could see having an impact this year.
Yeah, and I'll talk about him a little bit later too. But Chuck Demings, I'm really starting to like what I see out of that kid. and I love his attitude too. He's a very positive guy. We were talking to one of the other players. I forget who it was, but he said, every day this kid comes in with some inspirational
Right.
comment of something.
Great
And
locker room guy then.
yeah,
Somebody
it's
that you need in your locker room.
basically sees the day and be great and all this other kind of stuff. And
some glue. Yep.
Right.
Some glue there. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so the wide receivers, I probably would tend to agree with you on the most confident list there. I feel really good about the defensive line too, especially.
See, that's where my most concern is.
Okay. We might as well talk about them then. Where do you? I agree with this 100%, Drew. I like both of those signings. I didn't know a ton about either one of them when we drafted them, but after going back and researching them and looking at them, I like both of these guys, and I think they're.
And then all goes back to fucking the organization having confidence in these rookies and letting these young guys go make plays, especially in like you're saying with the defensive line with Caleb Banks and places where you need these guys to come in and be impactful right out the gates.
Mm-hmm.
At safety, where things are a little bit thin, that would probably be a tie between safety and defensive line for me as far as positional groups go, where I'm concerned about. But safety and defensive line, where you got two rookies that could come in and potentially have an impact on this team.
Well, I mean,
Drew, this is going to be this is the best draft that we've had in the last decade, I would say, outside of hitting on Jefferson, one guy in that draft class that we hit on, and Addison. This draft, I think we have a handful of guys that could really make an impact and be the start of a great roster moving forward.
Norris wants us to get a merch store going.
We tried that right out the gates, Rhino, but that was, being fairly. I mean, could you dust some of those shirts off?
I still have them in the closet. Yeah.
Yeah, dust some. We do. We got a little bit of merch.
We got some original VU shirts, but I agree with this, Drew. I was concerned when they drafted him just because of the injury thing. Big men with foot injuries concern me.
The dude looks like a fucking monster.
He is.
Like, you wouldn't think the guy is bigger than Big Citrus, but when they're sitting side to side.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We drafted Citrus to be the nose tackle, and the outside 5 tech is bigger than the nose tackle. I was listening to Thor on his show on Score North today, and they do his on Thursdays, that Ask Thor Anything questions. And somebody asked him to compare, who Caleb Banks most, his player comp thing best would be. And Thor, he said, it's really hard to do that because there are so few big, gigantic monsters like him that have the athletic ability and stuff that he does. He said there's probably 4 to 5 guys in the league that you can maybe compare him to.
Jones out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
One of them.
I've heard a lot of Akeem Hicks comps.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of
And if he turns into Akeem Hicks, I'm more than...
maybe it kind of looks like Jonathan Allen in his prime back when he was actually making plays. So that'd be another good comp, I think.
Yeah.
A young Jonathan Allen.
I said I like the Akeem Hicks thing because Akeem Hicks made our lights hell for years. And
Either way, he has the potential to be a great player if he can stay healthy.
He does, and I'm looking forward to seeing him get out there.
Speaking of this defensive line, Rhino, somebody that we need to sign sooner than later is Jalen Redmond to an extension.
Yeah,
because we could potentially lose him into free agency.
No, because he's a restricted free agent next year.
If this dude goes out and gets 7-8 sacks this year, maybe that doesn't matter.
But the Vikings have the right to match it. With a restricted free agent, they have the right to match. And they'd first round tender him, so...
Speaking of Jalen Redmond, last year, out of the tackle position, 62 fucking tackles. From the tackle position.
Sacks.
6 sacks and 12 tackles for a loss out of Jalen Redmond. 62 tackles out of a defensive fucking tackle is insane.
Yeah, especially in this day and age.
Yes. But I mean, a lot of and then the reason I'm concerned is that a lot of it is going to come down to how these young guys perform once given the chance to take the next step.
Yeah. But yeah,
Because anywhere else in the roster really outside of quarterback and safety, my biggest question mark comes down to the defensive line and the young guys that are getting that opportunity to take the next step. That's where
yeah, I mean, I look at the defense. I mean, we got Levi Drake Rodriguez, who has played well. You know, as he's right now, he's the running with the ones at nose tackle, and Citrus has got to pass him. That's
right.
fine. I got no problem
Right.
with that. Then it sounds like Elijah Williams and Redmond are the two defensive ends.
I'm excited to see what Ja brings to the table. Elijah Williams. Even if I look for him to be a rotational guy this year.
I think he's going to be a solid depth piece at the very least. You know, after that, it gets a little bit less. You got, I think Isaiah Loudermilk is making the roster as.
I don't think Loudermilk's making. I don't think that's a guarantee.
I think he is just for the veteran presence and stuff on there. But you start looking at everybody else. You got Smith Vilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I look for six. I look for six, maybe. If Loudermilk makes the roster, it'll be 7 defensive, 3 down linemen. You know.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's Williams, LDR, and Redmond, Big Citrus, and Banks, and probably you'd be looking at Loudermilk as your 6th one.
Right, if you're moving Ingram Dawkins out to the edge rusher.
Right. Right. And that's not, and I think they're going to try that, I think, to begin with, and if not, yeah, then maybe, I mean, we'll see what happens. They probably would still kind of keep him as a edge rusher, but they'd run him up to the front. Doc. Look at that pissed off fat guy go. Still one of my favorite plays ever is when the big goon picked off that pass against the Eagles and ran it back, and they got him sitting on the sidelines with an oxygen mask and the sunglasses on.
Yeah, when I think of nose tackles, I think of Jerry Ball. I think of Pat Williams. Mm-hmm. I think of Linval Joseph. Yep. Big, fat, fucking athletic guys.
Yeah, and big nasty space eaters that we've been begging for.
And speaking of Jerry Ball, that's probably about the time when I really started to watch this team, was when Jerry Ball was playing defensive tackle.
Mm.
So I mean, I watched before that, but I really didn't start like bleeding purple until Jerry Ball was on the roster.
Yeah.
So I'd say early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
I love me some Jerry Ball. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was just amazing to me to see a big guy move so fucking fluidly, and for his size, how fast he was.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Williams too, especially on the snap. So,
yeah. I was listening. If you'll ever listen to the O-line committee, it's what's his name? The Rhino. Not to be confused with me, but
played a year here.
Yeah, and
the dude out of San Francisco.
Yeah, and Jeremiah. And Jeremiah Searles on. They're talking about having to go against Pat Williams, and they said go some of the stuff
Alex
in
Boone.
Alex Boone. Yeah, thanks. Even in the walkthroughs, they said he would just go out there and just fucking kill people.
I love it. I love players that are like that. They're like, "Why are you going so fast, dude? We're just practicing."
Yeah, it's just a walkthrough. Fuck you, man.
Peterson was the same way though too. Adrian Peterson.
Right.
Just only knew one speed.
Well, I remember watching Adrian Peterson in the Pro Bowl one year, and it was pretty much nobody else was trying, and Adrian ran for like 700 yards or something like that because he was.
I had an experience like that in high school, playing high school ball, where I always practiced hard too, and then I would have a guy in front of me that my old scout team offense that I'd be going against, and I played defensive tackle, and I'd always go hard. And you don't have to go that hard, just practice. I'm like, well, that's just how I go.
About practice,
right? Like, quit being a little bitch. Quit crying.
Right.
Fucking, let's play.
Yep. But okay, so for me, I think the position group I'm most concerned about right now is the safety position, just because it's a lot of unknowns right there right now. I mean, we know we've got Metellus, but beyond
The thing
him,
that worries me about Metellus is he's not really a true safety. He's more of a
no,
rover.
and that's
He's
the
more
thing.
of a rover
If you
kinda
try
guy.
to make him a true safety, he's nowhere near as effective as what he should be.
Right. That's just it. That's exactly what that concerns me as well. You can't.
Right.
He's not really a true safety at either free or strong safety. He's a rover, man.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, we've got Jacoby Thomas, who I think some of
Johnny
his
Randall too only had one gear.
Yeah.
I would hate to be practicing up against John Randall every day. I've heard stories from some of the old players too about going against Johnny.
Well, then you watch some of the trash talk stuff that he did over the years and stuff too.
One of the greatest trash tacklers of all time in the NFL.
Oh God, yeah.
And this shit that he would say going up to the offensive line. Continue though, Rhino.
Mm-hmm.
About safety.
So yeah, on the safety side of things, I mean, we got Jay Ward, who I thought played pretty well going down the stretch last year. I think he's going to get every opportunity to start at one of the safety spots.
I liked what I seen out of Ward to close out the season last year. He's grown a lot.
I think it started to look like the switch had flipped that last quarter of the season.
I seen more out of what I seen out of Jay Ward what I would have liked to have seen out of Theo Jackson.
Theo Jackson is. I'm not convinced Theo Jackson makes the roster.
I had high hopes for Theo, but he really let me down. Like I said, I seen what I wanted to see I seen what I thought I would see out of Theo Jackson watching Jay Ward out there.
Yeah.
So
well, then you've got Tavier Thomas, who is a good special teams guy if he stays in his fucking lane.
Yeah.
Then you got Jacob Thomas, which I want him to make the roster just so we have a Jacoby Thomas and a Jacob Thomas.
Just for the confusion.
And then if Tavier Thomas makes the lane, we have three Thomases in the safety room. So.
Nah, I don't see Jacob making
and
the team.
And then they could go over to Wendy's and get the
Dave Thomas burger?
The big Dave Thomas.
Yeah. Oh man. No, that's why I look for Smith to come back too. That room doesn't feel, it feels empty right now.
Yeah. Well, then the other.
Not that I don't think they can get the job done. I think they have enough in there to get the job done, but they don't have that.
There's a lot of question marks.
Right, and they don't have the guy. I'm going to say, unless Jacoby Thomas comes out and it plays well, they don't have the guy in that room yet.
I don't think Najee Thompson's even here anymore, Norse. So worried about the running back room. Yeah, I got some concerns there. Biggest thing is keeping Aaron Jones healthy because he's gonna miss games. He's tough. He plays through.
That's a good position to be concerned about for sure.
Yeah. I think Damon Claiborne is going to surprise some people as long as he keeps that. Last year he had some fumble issues at Wake Forest. He didn't have them before, but last year was kind of a bad year for that. If he can prove that he can pass block and he can catch out of the backfield, I think he's going to carve himself in a niche in this room. The speed this kid has got. That is
he's a home run hitter.
That's the home run hitting thing that we have missed since Dalvin Cook was in his prime.
Right.
But if they can't trust him in pass protection and all that other stuff, he's going to be another Ty Chandler. I mean, that's,
honestly, I think if the running back position doesn't look like it's supposed to by the time preseason's done, I could look for us to go and pick somebody up.
It's a definite possibility. I mean,
I mean, from the sounds of it, Pittsburgh's not very happy with Caleb Johnson, and that's the guy I wouldn't mind taking a look at.
Yeah, he screwed up one play last year, got in the doghouse, and never got
It
out.
hasn't been the same ever since, and that
No,
was a special teams play.
and Caleb Johnson was somebody I wanted the Vikings to
Right.
draft.
So, like, with that being said, like I said, if our running back position isn't looking like what it should be by the end of preseason, I could see us looking at the waiver wire.
Yeah, and if Caleb Johnson is available, I'd be more than happy to take a shot with him.
Fresh legs too. So,
and the guy runs hard.
Right. And maybe, after that, and that was an ugly play. That was an ugly play that he made in Pittsburgh there. And
it was.
Maybe that play is a big enough play to where you need a change of scenery because all the confidence that the team and fans had in you is completely out.
Yeah, it's one of those Southwest Airlines you want to get away kind of things.
Right.
Yeah, so let's see. Edge rusher, I mean, we're pretty solidified, with the top three guys. It's behind that I'm a little concerned about.
I think Bo Richter's been waiting in the wings for some time, and I like me some Bo Richter. I'd like to see him get a little bit more of a bigger role. Tyler Batty is somebody we haven't really looked at or seen what he brings to the table, other than getting down on all fours to fucking stop the quarterback. Fucking
the tush push.
But
I know they like Chaz Chambliss. I mean,
right. That's they do. It says enough that he was one of the guys that made the roster last year that neither of us thought was going to make the roster.
Yeah. And then we've got Ingram Dawkins.
Tyron Ingram Dawkins, lab. The mad scientist Tyron Ingram Dawkins test here is going to be really interesting to see how it goes.
He dropped weight and gained a lot of muscle. So I mean, he's
got a good look.
He's got the look.
He looks like he could be an edge rusher. He's got the look of the edge rusher. So.
Right. And then of course, the biggest thing is we got to have somebody that can fill into the Van Ginkel role if he gets hurt. And right now that's Golday. I mean, right. They have Golday listed as an off-ball linebacker, but I think they're going to be working him in on that side of things too.
Ingram Dawkins has kind of been a tweener ever since he came into the league anyways.
Yeah, but I just have a concern with taking a guy who last year was a defensive lineman and now putting him back in coverage and some of that stuff. I mean,
it's kind of like taking a receiver and making him be a tight end.
I would say that Ingram Dawkins would probably fit more into the backup type role for
I wouldn't want to see Ingram Dawkins playing any coverage snaps.
Right. But yeah, beyond that, the other couple of guys that are on the roster are just a couple of camp bodies, Cameron Stewart and Arden Walker. I mean,
yeah,
neither one of those.
A lot of guys are wanting to go out and get Clowney, and I'm not really on that boat.
I mean, if we need a guy, I'm okay with it. I'm not paying him big money to do it.
Well, the fact that Clowney
I like Golday, Drew, and I think I agree with you. I think he's going to be a hell of a player.
I like me some Golday too as well.
The key thing is how quickly he's going to pick up the intricacies of Flores' defense. Just it.
Buddy, for real? God, he's over there licking his balls. All I hear is...
I don't know. You don't need to tell me what your house guests are doing, but... Otherwise, cornerbacks. Again, we've got three guys pretty well set. You got Isaiah Rodgers, you got Byron Murphy Jr., and you've got James Pierre.
I love me some James Pierre. I think that's one of those sneaky pickups in the offseason that's going to turn out to be really, really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really interesting to see how he does with an expanded role on the defense because he was kind of a rotational guy there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but
when called upon,
he played well, and I know I got a couple buddies that are Steelers fans, and
I was just going to say the same. I've heard a lot of Steelers fans are upset that they got rid of him, or let him go. I should say.
But beyond that, I mean, basically the other three guys that would be battling for roster spots are going to be Chuck Demmings, Nudie McGlothern, and Zemiah Vaughn.
I'm hearing Zemiah Vaughn got some look with the ones the last couple of days. So the thing I like about Zemiah Vaughn is his length. big, tall corner.
Well, that's when we talked about him a lot last year at this time.
Right. I think the nudie experiment for me is about over with. I was hoping to see more. He's been around. This is going into year 3, and he's not exactly at where. Is it year 3 or year 4, baby?
Year
even
3.
For nudie. Okay. And he's not exactly taking that next step. I don't believe.
No, I think, like I said, I really like Chuck Demings, and I think he's going to be
right. Right.
As it sits right now, I'd put him in as my fourth cornerback.
Right, I like this pickup more than I like the Duke Shelley pickup. Well, granted,
yeah, I think James Pierre is better than Duke Shelley.
Right, and James Pierre is no fucking. He's 6'2" as well, so he's a big, tall corner.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that bothers me about the cornerback room, and this is probably one of my biggest knocks, because the coverage was pretty good last year as far as that goes.
Yeah,
it's the tackling needs to improve out of the cornerback position to me.
Yeah, but I mean, we had Fabian Moreau playing significant snaps last year because we couldn't trust a lot of these young guys back there. But
right.
But I think, hopefully that some of these guys another year in the system have made strides. If Demings as advertised, I think the cornerback room will be okay.
I do have a comment here I wrote down throughout this time that we've had off.
Yeah.
When it comes down to the defense, I look for more growth on defense, more so than any sort of regression from last year, to be honest.
I would agree.
Yeah, I don't see any sort of regression on defense at all. Like I said, I look for more growth going forward, and that's saying a lot because this defense could be top 3 defense in the league if it's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, especially in the pass side, and I think the run defense is going to be better this year with the addition of Big Citrus and Banks. And
it wasn't bad last year, but it would disappear in some games.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there were some games you look at the Christmas game against
you can't be
Detroit.
Giving up
They shut
the no-name running backs.
No, but on that Christmas game when we beat Detroit, they shut Jahmyr Gibbs down.
Yeah, they did, and that affected the line. That's what you need to do. That might be the blueprint to stopping Detroit.
Yeah, you shut that down and then you pin your ears back and go after Goff. That's what they did, and I mean they made Detroit's offense look pretty silly.
They needed to take Gibbs off the field because he wasn't able to pass block for Jared Goff.
Yeah, because didn't Goff get sacked like 5 or 6 times in that game or something like that?
He got destroyed.
He got the shit kicked out of him.
Yes.
Any other positions that you want to talk about battle-wise? I guess. One other one. I guess I have is the tight end room. Who's going to be your tight end 3 out of this whole mess? I mean, your options are Urosic, Nesbitt, Bartholomew, and then Marshall Lang, who's a guy.
I think it's Urosic to lose. I think because we ended the year with him at tight end 3, somebody's going to have to step up and beat him for that position.
Now,
I like Nesbitt. I like Nesbitt as a receiving option, but then I don't think he has that great of a blocking resume.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Gavin Bartholomew I've heard his name called a couple of times here in the first 2 days of camp, and we didn't get to see him last year because he was hurt.
Right.
So.
That's I know nothing about Bartholomew, so that's what I'm saying is that somebody's going to have to that didn't get the opportunity last year needs to step up and take. Right now, Urosic is wrote in for me as
I think it's like I agree with you. I think it's his job to lose, but
so
all right. So we put it off for quite a while, but I guess it's time to discuss the.
Yeah, we discussed it a little bit earlier in the show there. The Jamal Adams.
Basically, discuss the 5'10" gorilla in the room. Or the spider monkey, whatever you want to call it. It wouldn't be a gorilla, it'd be more of a spider monkey. Quarterback competition. Of course, we heard starting off in the early preseason that, this was going to be decided, by time OTAs was done, and then after OTAs, it was like, well, this could go, all the way up till the beginning of the regular season, and now you hear all this and that, and it's kind of funny how you watch some of the guys that have been to practice for the first couple of days report on this.
Yeah, it's 50-50 split.
Yeah.
You know,
And it all depends. Basically, there's not a whole lot of
Twilight.
objectivity.
Team Jacob and Team Edward. It's Team Kyler and Team JJ.
Yeah. There's not a ton of objectivity. It's if you're a Kyler Murray fan, you're glazing him. If you're a McCarthy fan, then it's,
which is saying a lot to the competition, because that just tells you how close it is.
well, yeah. I mean, and you look at the first 2 days so far. Yesterday, by and large, it was pretty close. The way it sounded.
No Team Max. No Team Bro Show.
No. Go Team Wins.
Right.
But today, and this is where I get the kick out of it, because I saw the stat lines and I saw some of the video that leaked out, which apparently do not go to camp when it's not open to the public and post out videos. If you look at Dusk Vikings on Twitter, he got reprimanded by the team today for posting practice videos. He's got media credentials, but the way it sounded, he might be losing his credentials for like a year.
He let little sneaking videos out. Naughty boy.
Yeah, so be careful on that. But he did put out quite a few different videos. I did watch most of them before they. But it wasn't a great day for Kyler Murray. He had 2 snaps that he fumbled on the exchange.
That was Brandel's fault.
Yeah, it has to be Brandel's fault.
That's the way I heard the narrative going. What I see.
Right, we're going back to Bradbury with his swass or whatever it was that Cousins complained about when he. But yeah, so he had that. He had one pass that he threw it right into the chest of the defensive back, and the guy just dropped it. I didn't see who it was, but I think you're right, Drew. Because no matter who wins the competition, they're going to, one of them is going to get hurt, and the other one's going to have to come in and play.
And a lot of people are going to bitch either way.
Yeah.
A lot of fans are going to bitch either way.
Yeah. But it's
you know what the best medicine for bitching is? Winning some games.
Right. And yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about this and everything else. We've made no we haven't hit it on the show, I guess, that I want JJ McCarthy to win this job. I want him to come out. I want him to be the franchise quarterback for this team for the next decade.
That's the ideal. That's the ideal outcome, Rhino, to me.
Can't film from the start of the play, meaning, yeah, that's, and I get that. You got to be a little bit more careful when you're doing some of this stuff, but
careful.
So I know he said he's pleading his case, but
as an organization and a front office and a coaching staff, ideally what you want to happen is JJ to come away with a non-biased victory,
right
here at the quarterback competition.
Yep. Well, Nick and I were talking earlier today, and with bringing in Kyler Murray on that, on a veteran minimum deal and all this stuff, was it? I mean, J.J. McCarthy needed competition. He should have had competition last year.
Yeah, well, the only I don't even want to go down that road, because I believe, retrospectively, they would have went with Rodgers if they knew that they were going to get what they got out of J.J.
I think they probably would have after Daniel Jones walked, but McCarthy needs somebody to push him, and he's getting that this year.
At least in this early portion of his career, he needs that extra bump.
Yeah, but he, you look last year, the kid had one speed on his throws. He was trying to throw it through the side of a barn wall every time he threw it.
All the time.
Now, yesterday in particular, I know Judd Zolgad reported out. He said there was 3 really nice layered passes where McCarthy took something off the throw and put it in on a really nice throw. So
that's exactly what you want to see for growth.
Right. And that's the thing. Everybody who's declaring him a bust after 10 starts, he's 23.
If the arm
he's
starts
23
to match
years
what's up
old.
with JJ McCarthy, if the arm starts to match what's up here,
Yep.
this league better fucking watch out.
No, it's not even so much that. It's that this can control what this does. Knowing that you have to, you don't have to go out there and throw it as hard as you can every time. Sometimes it's just a little touch pass, or you got to loft it in, drop it in the bucket kind of thing. Retrospectively.
That's right.
Intuitively.
I guess you're not the only slow one in this room there, I know.
Is what it is.
But yes.
But yeah, I mean, and to be, fair and honest, Kyler had some really nice throws. He had a couple of really nice ones to Jefferson today, and he had some. So it wasn't all bad there.
Since we're glazing McCarthy a little bit here, just to be fair, let me glaze Kyler Murray a little bit as well. If it comes down to Murray winning the competition and beating out JJ unbiasedly, we haven't had a quarterback with the mobility like Kyler Murray has since Dante Culpepper was here. Arguably Christian Ponder had a little bit of mobility,
but here's, and I'm not saying that they're on the same level talent-wise, but the part that still scares me, and if Murray's the one that wins the job here, Kevin O'Connell's going to have to prove me wrong on this. But you look at what happened with Josh Dobbs when he came in here. When they let Josh Dobbs be Josh Dobbs, that kid looked amazing in this offense.
If that's the case, Kyler Murray's not going to win the competition then, is he?
No.
So then that's moot.
Right, but that's the thing. And I honestly, and this, you can come at me if you want to on this, but I think the longer this competition goes, the more it favors McCarthy. And, I think if it's even close, you got to give it to JJ. I mean, if a week from now Murray's out there lights out and he's outshining McCarthy in every practice.
And Kevin O'Connell's letting Murray be Murray. Let's go with that too as well. But now, the point I was getting at here, Rhino, is that mobility along with elite receivers, it equals an electric offense.
It does, but
we've seen this equation work for the Vikings in the past.
Right. McCarthy's got the mobility too, though. So it's not like he's freaking Matt.
But he's not on the same level as Kyler Murray is when it comes to mobility.
No, he's not, but
he's not a true dual threat quarterback, though.
No, he's not. He's a passer first who has good mobility, who can take, and no, I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is Josh Allen, but he's kind of in that same, same vein of players, that he's not afraid to take off and run if it's there.
Quarterback by committee, Rhino.
There we go. I like it,
Jackson. Jax. Quarterback by committee.
Maybe we'll just do like they do in preseason. We'll give them each a quarter.
No.
Kyler, JJ, Wentz, and Brosmer can each have a quarter.
Teasley needs to get on the phone with Tebow right now. Quarterback by committee.
There you
go. we'll drop some plays for him.
Yep. And this is huge for me, Drew. And I've made no secret about this in the past. The fact that they had to put, and I realize people can mature and grow and change, and I think he probably has some. But the fact that they had to put a stipulation in Kyler Murray's contract that forced him to watch film and not play fucking video games. That to me right there, I mean, we know that JJ McCarthy eats, sleeps, drinks, shits, and everything else football.
Yes.
I still don't know that Kyler does.
And this is one of the things that Thor was getting at the other day. Why he bought into JJ was because he was the best quarterback on 3rd and long. You know,
Yeah.
Thor had a good little session on talking about some of the guys he's hit on when it comes to the quarterback position and why he chose JJ. And a lot of it made sense to me. But
right. And yes, I know.
Like Vikings, I said, once his arm can match his brain,
yeah, that all gets synced up, then yes,
he's gonna be dangerous as fuck.
I think so too. And yes, I mean, I know Kevin O'Connell wanted Drake May in the worst fucking way, but we couldn't get him. Whatever the reason was, whether it was Kwesi trying to get cute and pissed off the Patriots and they said no, or if the Patriots were never going to trade it away anyway. It's Kyler Duty, not Madden, but
I'm trying to look at it for both, in support of both the guys.
Right.
But it's no surprise to anybody here.
I gotta address Bob. I gotta address Bob's thing here. I understand where you're coming from here, Bob. But the thing, and this is never, like I said, it's never
priorities. Priorities.
Because there's nobody else in the league who's ever had a stipulation in his contract that said you must watch film and not play fucking video games. Yeah, I know they all play video games, and that's fine. I got no problem with them playing video games in their off time. But if they're playing video games instead of doing film study and things like that, like they should be, then that's where I have the problem. And that's why Kyler Murray has never really set well with me. Now, fairness and everything else, and I've said this a million times, I don't care if it's the devil himself lining up under center as long as this team wins a Super Bowl.
You said that
and if Kyler Murray is that guy and he takes his team to a Super Bowl, I will be the first to march down the fucking street praising his name.
You're one of Vikings Uncensored. That was definitely one of the things I remember you saying. You could give a fuck if it's Satan himself that wins the Super Bowl at the quarterback position.
Yes, I have my favorite players. Everybody does. But when it all boils down to it, the name on the back of the jersey does not mean shit. It is the name on the front, which is the Minnesota Vikings.
Honestly, when I was younger, I didn't think about it so much, but it's getting there, man. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to get concerned about whether or not I'll ever see this team win a Super Bowl before I die.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got 10 years on you, so I'm a lot closer to the end of it than you are. And you got guys, some of our OGs in here that, been around forever. Dave,
we are starved.
Doc, and all these guys,
Minnesota in general, outside of the Lynx, who are playing very well, mind you, this year, we are a starved state when it comes to sports championships. The last time a big time men's team has won a championship was the 91 Twins. We are a starving professional state when it comes to sports championships.
Yeah.
Some days I feel like I'm 61.
I feel like I'm 61 on a good day.
But like you said, come the end of the day when the dust settles and whoever it is rises and takes on that number one quarterback role, I'm going to support whoever it might be.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. And like I said, when I started this, or when we started this section, I want JJ McCarthy to win the job.
I do too. That's the ideal outcome. That's what you want to see happen.
I want him to be the franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years for this team, and I want him to take us to multiple Super Bowl victories.
But
if it's Kyler Murray that does that, we go win a Super Bowl with Kyler Murray, I couldn't care less. I mean, like I said, who it is that takes us there, as long as somebody takes us there.
And the cherry on top of JJ winning the quarterback position or the starting role would be what we could get back for Kyler, because there's going to be a team out there that needs somebody to come in, and Kyler's not going to want to stick around if he doesn't win this competition.
I hear the Arizona Cardinals are looking for a quarterback.
Right, I've heard rumors that the Cardinals even asked.
Yeah, and that is, I have this on very good authority from a source that I trust what they say. The Arizona Cardinals actually called the Vikings and asked about what they would want for J.J. McCarthy, and the Vikings told them we're not trading him. So then they asked what we would take for Kyler Murray.
Whippersnappers.
That would be the most fucking hilarious thing ever, is if they're paying him $36 million to not play for them, and then they trade us a second-round pick to get him back.
Right. See, exactly. That's why I said it would be if McCarthy goes out and wins it like we're hoping. The cherry on top is going to be if we can get something for Kyler Murray out of it.
Yeah. Well, and I think you could. There's going to be a team that needs a quarterback.
Pick wise, I don't know what you could get, because a lot of teams are going to look at it.
You would have to get at least a third-round pick, because
a lot of teams are going to look at it and say, well, if you can't beat J.J. McCarthy out of a competition, then we're not going to give you more than this.
Right, but you don't trade him for less than a third-round pick, because if you park his ass on the bench for the entire season, you're going to get a third-round comp pick for him when he leaves next year.
Yep.
We don't need Harrison, Jerry. We've got Jefferson, Addison, and third and Juwan, so we're good there. All right, yes. Let's move off the quarterback thing. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about that, and it's going to be a point of discussion. Filipino fan club is in the house. Good evening, Nympha. Or good morning. Let's go on to our Mr. Mankato predictions for this year. This was kind of a Score North thing. Purple Daily started it back in the day, but everybody else is stealing on it. We've been doing it for the last few years too, so.
Yeah, fuck that.
No, fuck it. If we win the Super Bowl, you are doing it.
Oh my God.
You're going to look like a fucking thumb walking around.
Oh my God. All right. We'll see. You're looking like King Kong fucking Bundy.
Yeah. Of course, the stipulations for
giant clitoris.
The stipulations for Mr. Mankato.
Somebody rubbed me.
That is after 10 o'clock. I guess we can go into VU after hours, but I missed this, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, it was good to have a break, but getting it back on here, we're
they all have no eyebrows. Shit. I'm already not the best looking guy, let alone taking.
Speaking of Josh Dobbs, he's going to look like he's got alopecia.
No shit. I'll be looking like Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wait for Will Smith to pop out.
Get his last name out of your mouth.
Right.
All right. Stipulations for the Mr. Mankato candidate has to be fourth round pick or later, and can't be a vested veteran guy that's been around forever and then just kind of, so it couldn't be Jamal Adams.
Right.
But
Brett Thorson.
I guess, who do you have as your potential guys, and who is your overall pick?
I'd make Will Smith my bitch for sure. I mean, I've been big on this guy, and I mentioned it earlier in the episode. I wanted to wait until now to bring it up, but I've been big on Dylan Bell coming out of college. I think he could be that plug and play guy, at running back, for a switch of pace. at receiver, moving him. Even playing along the line, not offensive line, but in tight.
Yeah.
So
We talked about a guy earlier. I mean, he's kind of I guess you could for right now you could say Timu Percy Harvin.
right at this point, we haven't seen anything yet, really.
Right.
So, but all the hearsay. Yeah, I think Dylan Bell could be one of those gems in the diamond in the rough type of players that you find in undrafted free agency. I mean, and a nice pick for me, but a lot of people are picking Dylan Bell just off the momentum coming out of mini camps and OTAs.
No.
So
he's your pick?
Yeah.
Okay. I got 3 candidates. Dylan Bell is one of them.
You get 3 swings? What the fuck?
No, I'm putting 3 candidates, and I'll give you my pick out of those 3.
Okay.
My other 2 guys are Chuck Demings and Damon Claiborne. I think both of those guys have a potential to impress.
I think Claiborne has an open shot at supplanting. I mean, if Claiborne can come in and impressive, does Aaron Jones even make the roster at the end of training camp?
Jared Golday doesn't count because he was a 3rd-round pick. So, or second? No, Golday was second.
Do you think Claiborne could push Aaron Jones for the roster spot?
I don't think they're going to kick. They're going to carry 3 running backs. So I think Claiborne starts out as RB3, but I think provided he keeps has cleared up his fumble issue, I think Claiborne is going to carve out, at least to begin with, 5 to 10 carries a game, and if he can start breaking a few of them, 20, 30, 50-yard runs, I think he's going to carve himself out a spot and probably.
I will say this, Rhino. When it comes to running back, nice pick, Drew. I like that.
I like that one too.
Jacoby Thomas. But when it comes to running back, whoever they keep at running back 3, is going to have significant carries this season.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. When is the last time Aaron Jones has stayed healthy an entire season?
Yeah, and he's on the wrong side of 30. I mean, they weren't going to bring Aaron Jones back, but then they lost out on Kenneth Walker and
NTN.
ETN, yeah.
And so, Jordan Mason isn't exactly.
Jordan Mason's a power back. He's not a guy that's going to hit the home run.
Right, but he's also prone to being injured at times as well. So
I think you could definitely get to a point where Mason and Claiborne is your thunder and lightning
1-2
type,
punch,
Sonic and Knuckles kind of.
Like I mentioned earlier, that number 3 running back, whomever that may be, is going to play a significant part in this offense this year.
But yeah, so of those guys, I'm going to go Chuck Demings as my Mr. Mankato.
With that being said, I'm going Chuck Demings. Right. Perfect.
No, but I like Demings a lot, and I think this kid's going to impress. Yeah, I agree, Drew, and that's the thing. He's got to be able to produce when he gets out there, and in order to produce, he's going to have to show that he can pass block and that he can catch too.
And if, like I said, if our running back room isn't where it needs to be come the end of preseason, I look for us to make a move.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
So,
Cam Akers is still out there.
Oh my God, that would. Jeez. Yeah.
All right, so kind of to close her up here, important dates coming up for training camp. First padded practice is Monday. The night practice is going to be August 9th. Ravens joint practices August 19th through 20th, and then that's the day before we play the Ravens on for a second preseason game. First preseason game is the 15th at New York, playing the Giants. And, of course, game 2 at home against Baltimore on the 22nd. Third and final game is the 28th in Denver. Now, I think most of these are all like after 12 o'clock games or something like that. So they're Roster cut downs are August 30th by 5 p.m. Central Time.
We'll have to do our final 53-man roster projection at before that week comes.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll give them a week or so in training camp here. Maybe by like the Ravens game, we can do that or something.
Yeah.
Waivers claims can be done by Monday the 31st by noon. Practice squads get formed immediately following. And the season opener versus the Green Bay Packers is September 13th, Sunday at noon, U.S. Bank Stadium.
I'm loving the way we're getting shot out the cannon this year with Packers, Bears, and then who was week 3? It's pretty. I think week 4 it's Miami, so that should be one of those games that we should have no issues we should have no issues beating Miami. But
yeah, I forget who week 3 is.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think it might be. Tampa Bay is an interesting situation right now. They got some kerfuffles going on down there because of Baker Mayfield not getting a contract. He's not happy. Vita Vea is sitting out because he wants to be traded. So what now in the scene? No, Norris, we will be back next week. Next week, I think we're going to do a Saturday show just because of schedules and work type stuff. So as of right now, we'd be shooting for Saturday night at 9 o'clock. So
this is something that we've never done, and I don't know if it'd be good for us to do that.
I don't know.
Off the cut. I mean, Rhino kind of used to do it a little bit with Rhino's rants
I did,
back in the day.
I did the rants, but that was the following day. It wasn't right.
Right.
I guess
I don't know. I think I would have. I'd say too much. I would say too much if we had off the cut, depending on how the things went.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, that's kind of what we've always been about.
There'd be some viral moments, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I guess the biggest thing is depending upon when the games are, if I got shit I got to go do right after the game or something like that.
I work every other weekend, so it wouldn't work for me.
It's a little tough. I mean, it's not saying we can't maybe do it for some,
Tuna,
for
a new games. Name.
Tuna, good evening.
Yeah, I think Kevin O'Connell deserves to have a hot seat this year.
Yeah, I think he's got to win a playoff game this year.
It doesn't help with the quarterback position. This guy was the quarterback whisperer at one point. And if you can't go in, and this year you have a battle. So you either go in with Kyler and you believe in him, and if that tanks, your seat gets hot. If you go in with your guy JJ and that tanks, I think it's a lose-lose situation we need to win this year for KOC to keep his job, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, and this is also part of the thing for the going live afterwards. Vikings First and Skol does the 2-minute warning, and I know a lot of the same people that watch us, watch Dave and Tyler's show religiously too. So that I don't like to compete against
Jax. You make me laugh.
Compete against friends and trying to fight for viewership either. So that's another reason to
hook me up with some black market Ozempic.
Yeah.
Some Wegovy shots under the table.
Yeah. GOP too.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Well,
we figured about an hour and a half.
Almost an hour and a half here. It's great to be back. Great to see all of you guys in the chat, as always. Bringing the comments, bringing the humor, bringing the fun. This is why we do live shows, because we love what you guys bring to the show. That's why we are the most interactive Vikings podcast out there. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So thank you very much for sticking with us.
We care very deeply about every one of our viewers and the ones that comment especially.
Except Norris. Fuck Norris.
Without the commenters, we wouldn't have much of a show.
Right, exactly.
We've done it before, but this live format's just the way to go.
Yep, I agree. So with that, thank you guys so much. Glad to be back, Jax. Thank you guys for coming back. And the season is starting. We got a long road ahead of us here, but hope springs eternal, and let's go see if we can.
Hope springs eternal. Wow.
Well, we have that. We got to have that every year. It's not like Cleveland where we don't have a, we start out the season with no hope. Vikings fans always start the season out with hope and then get crushed later. But Tuna, yeah, I agree.
You go back and watch some more catalog from the past.
I still like KOC, and I think he's a good coach, but there are things that he needs to work on, and hopefully, he is addressing some of that. But with that, anyway, thank you guys all for coming back. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and follow. Helps us out a ton. Make sure you frequent the Facebook page because they're the ones that monetize us. I haven't figured out why YouTube won't monetize us yet, but
because we're Vikings Uncensored.
Yeah, and they get grouchy because even though I paid for the rights to the music for our intro and outro for 3 years, they flagged every damn one of them saying it was copyrighted material, and then
that's our shit.
And I had to go back and fight with them every time, and I think they finally got the hint now. But
you paid for the rights to that music,
right? So anyway, thank you guys very much. We will see you next Saturday, and with that, take us out of here, Brunswick.
Glad to be back. I love the fact that it's football season again, and we're right on the cusp of every Sunday, bringing us tears of happiness or tears of sorrow. So.
Sometimes both in the same game.
Right. So with that being said, I'm happy to be back. I'm glad to be back on this journey with you guys and our team. We'll see y'all next Saturday, 9 p.m. Aubrey and Millie, if you're out there watching at any point in time, Dad loves and misses you. Skol.
Have a great week, everybody.